Alright, so this is going to be a fun video, I hope. Been looking forward to it a long time, but this is the spray foam insulation video. There is a couple of things I'm going to hit on before I get to it, but I will go ahead and work on those now. Alright, so before in the bus I had ran this flexible conduit for everywhere to my lights, just for the 12 volt stuff, not for the 110. But when I got all my ends on, I got it into the boxes. I couldn't get any of the wires to go through very well. They were it's really small. Some wires needed 6 wires going in it. It's a 3/8 conduit, but with the rigid, and especially where it comes into the box connectors, the wires would catch. I got some of them through to that point, but then they wouldn't go any further. And after trying a bunch of them, I decided, the whole purpose of me putting it in here is so that I can pull wires in and out anytime if I need to, and this just simply wasn't going to work. And so as bad as I hated to, I started searching for another option. So what I came up with is this. So this is still 3/8. It's a watertight flexible rather than an interior flexible, but you'll notice how much, let me grab this other one here. But you'll notice if you look at the end here, although they're both 3/8, the watertight one has a much bigger interior diameter. So fortunately, it's still just under 3/4 of an inch outside diameter, so it would fit in all of the 3/4 inch holes I've already drilled, so I didn't have to drill any new holes. So reluctantly, and with a little bit of frustration, my wife came out and spurred it on and helped me out, and we pulled all of this stuff out, 300 and something feet of this stuff I had to put in the bus. We pulled it all out, all in little pieces, so we threw it in the trash can, and we re-pulled this in. These are the couplings that go on the end to connect it into the boxes. We got it all in. I did 2 or 3 of them, and then I pulled some wires to make sure that they were going to work. And I did find that they would still catch up at the connector just a little bit, although they would push through the conduit very easily. But if I had one wire stick out further than the rest of them, taped them together, and then cut that leading wire on a 45-degree angle instead of flat, I found that they would go through pretty well, and I wasn't fighting them at all. So I went ahead and ran all of this new. It's done. Electrical done. I actually even went ahead, and I didn't get this on video, but I went ahead and set all of this up, and I have all of my circuits and lights and switches all color-coded, and all of those wires are pulled for the lights, the awning, the charge stations, anything that comes into the bus that's 12 volts. I have some indirect lighting areas. All of those things are in and they're done. And so now that we're to that point, in the meantime, I've got all of the odds and ends done in the bus, and so we're ready to insulate. So we're going to get on to it.
All right, Chad is wearing a Tyvek suit, and he's getting ready to finish insulating the bus. Say hi, Chad.
Hello.
It's an R7 what?
Per inch.
Per inch, so the spray foam is better than other forms of insulation.
You can get like an R15 in this wall. It's like fiberglass insulation. You can get like an R4 one size.
So today we are putting in the spray insulation on our bus. This is Chad in his suit, and he's working on getting it in there. Okay, we have nearly finished getting the insulation on the bus. It's pretty funny looking with all that insulation everywhere. We think we need a little bit more. We ran out of what we had, and Chad feels we need to put a little bit more. So we have to buy some more supplies.
I've kind of been preoccupied spraying foam. I know my wife Rhonda's videoed a few things that went along. I'll tell you where we're at. So I went along, I got everything filled in, and then I came back and I've trimmed back. Now I can see where any holes are, like there, and like that panel right there is low through most of it. Now I'm going to come back and touch it up and fill those areas in, and then totally finish the trimming. I just simply wanted to do it because it's kind of hard to tell where you're low and where you're not. And some of the places aren't bad, but I just want to make sure that I get as much foam in there as I possibly can. So anyway, here we go with the second round. Back at you soon. Well, we're finally finished with insulation. I will tell you that it was, I don't know, a lot what I expected, a little bit different in some areas. I know I got an estimate from a guy to do it for $1,600. I figured I could do it with 2 kits for about $1,200. We actually bought a 3rd kit, so we're into it $1,800. But I think we got a better job than we would have got hiring those guys, because I sprayed it over one time, came back and trimmed it, and then went around and filled all the holes and trimmed it again. So I think we got a good job.
The trimming was a great big mess. I don't know if we have a part of a video that you'll see with the mess, but it does look great now.
I know we have a picture of the mess on the floor. I don't know that we have a video. But I know we have some videos of before it was trimmed.
But it was a lot of extra work with the cleanup after the trimming. But it looks great now.
It does. I'm really happy with it, and we're ready to move on to the next phase, which is tearing up the floor. I left it till last because that way I didn't have to protect it or anything like that. I could get foam all over it and it didn't really matter because we're going to tear it out. Plus it helps me keep a little heat in the bus to have the insulation in while I'm working on it, since it's winter here in Utah. So anyway, we're glad you checked in. Feel free to make any comments, subscribe to our channel, follow along. We're enjoying most of the process on this bus, maybe not all of it, but most of it. And learning a lot. You know, I've been building things my whole life, but this is a little bit different project, and learn stuff every day.
There seems to be endless surprises, usually a little bit harder than we think at every single stage.
Well, especially the demo deadly.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, well, anyway, we're going to get back at it. We'll touch in with our next video, which will be the floor. We'll follow you through on that project. Till then, see you later.